Welcome to Virtual Play live game development streaming. We're a small indie game company in the Netherlands, making a lot of applied games, but also working on our own entertainment games. We have big plans, including a lot of new technologies and very cool new gameplay ideas. For this stream, we'll be showing the entire process of building our new game Hatchball, which is not really technically innovative, but a mashup of pinball and collecting and caring for cute creatures. My name is Stephan, and I've been programming and making games for over 30 years. When I was very young, I already had two big passions, music and computers. So I'm basically a self-taught programmer from a time before the internet and tutorials, and just studied computer science and artificial intelligence years later. Let's get started. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Here we are again. I'm going to continue working on Hatchball. I hope that many of you will join me later, and otherwise, welcome to the view after the stream. You can see me continue here. I'm going to continue with the Kickout Holes I started on last time, and then I'm going to start on the Outlanes creatures that I explained about last time. Oh, my microphone is not really. Hold on 1 second. I forgot that. Sorry about that. That was a bit noisy. Yeah, I'm going to continue with the after the Kickout Holes. I'm going to do the Outlanes creatures. I talked about that last time. The Outlanes are creatures that sleep, and then you wake them up the first time the ball bumps into them, and the second time is it eats the ball. It's a snake right now, so yeah, I'll just get started, I guess. Prepared this time again. I hope that I hope probably like next time is Tuesday, that I will be prepared in time. I'll see, because I'm in a slightly different location then, so I'll just I hope it will go all right. I'll let everyone know on social media and stuff. Right, so we ended with adding a target and starting the Kickout Hole. It has no force yet. Oh yes, I remember now. I had a bit of a messy stream last time. This is where we at. I was pretty tired then. The kickouts, which is the kickout here, it's actually still called kickout instead of V3. Kickout hole V3. And I was going to actually do some force stuff, and so I'm going to basically make sure that it has some kind of gravity, and yep. Here we can. What? Why is this starting? That's interesting. I'll just put that on a different screen. All right, Kickout Hole. Basically, last time I tried it with a normal, like Unity built-in force thing, some kind of magnet, but that was not really what I needed, so it didn't really do what I wanted it to do. And yeah, hold on, I'm just gonna open. Oh, there. Whoop, a new window. I forgot to open my feed so I can see what's going on here.
Didn't make it on the big stage.
That's not good. Yeah. Right. So I'm actually going to go here. And yes. All right. And I'll just keep an eye on my feed there.
Yes. Good. Right. And I just still have to some things especially in Twitch that I still have to learn about, but I'm not gonna do that right now. I think I'll just drop this bit. All right, good. Let's get back to this kickout hole. All right, here we are. Last time I tried a force that was default, but I really I'm going to program it myself right now. So let's see what I need. I'm gonna need a force in, so it's like the let's say gravity force. Gravity force. Hold on. Float gravity force. Float. That's nice. Float. And it's gonna be big. What I had like 200 last time. Let's look at something like that. And then we also need it to have what else? It needs to kick it out. So after the gravity, if it actually enters, we need it to have a radius where it detects that the ball is actually in. So how big was the ball again? 0.5 or something. Then we also need a kick out delay. So after it gets in, it has to be delayed. How long? Like a couple of seconds, a second and a half. Serialized field, float. What's the next thing? We need a kick out force. That needs to be bang. Something like the bumpers did. I'm not sure what it was again. I'll just put 50 in for now. And then I'm gonna need to tell it where it can kick out, because it's not a good idea to, for instance, have this one kick it right in the middle here, because the player's gonna feel very much cheated then. So I'm gonna need to set a minimum and maximum angle. And I have no idea what to do there. Let's just say I'll put that at -90 and that one at +90, and then I'll just, or even better, so that you can see which ones they are, and then I'll draw some gizmos to make sure that it's the right direction, or maybe just put the default at kick everywhere. Let's do that first. On draw gizmos. On draw gizmos, I'm going to actually maybe make it. Yeah, no, that's good. I'll draw this in. It's going to be kicking out. I don't know. It was purple, but everything is already purple. That's already logic. So let's say kicking out. What did I do for the kickers? Yellow. So I'll do yellow here too. Yellow. Color the. And then I'm going to draw a line from the position of the kickout hole to the position plus like something. Let's say the line would be 3 long. That was too long, so yeah, I think something like that. Times a line toward the what's the quickest way to do that? I guess just put it in sine and cosine. New vector 3. So which way does the line go if I do minimum angle I think I should just need math.sine. And then math.cosine. Actually need to have that in the x and y. Yeah, it should be good. And if I just use 2 for vector 3, then the third component will be 0. It says there. Sets z to 0. So of the angle, and that's going to be the minimum angle, so min angle and then max angle, but these ones are the sign of the angle in radians. So radians to degrees and radians to degrees. So I'm going to have the number of degrees here. Oh, sorry, degrees to radians. I have degrees and I want to have radians because the cosine works with radians and we want to put degrees in there. That's nicer. All right, that's nicer also because we can work with the out vector later. And then we'll do the same thing for the minimum angle and the maximum angle. I shouldn't mix those up. That would be really weird. Right, let's see if it does this. The kickout hole, it's selected already. Point effector is still in there. That's the thing I used last time. It didn't really work. And there we go. There's some warnings. That's good. I'm gonna fix that later. So minimum angle 0, maximum angle 360. You see the line over there? Yes. So now I'll start from there. So it might launch straight up. No, I don't like that actually. Just something over there and then up to not launching. Maybe I'm going to, what? There we go again. Maybe I should also draw a much longer line when it's selected so we can definitely see its direction. Meanwhile, yeah, there we go. Now, usually it will show that, and now it will show this. Now, also, I want to actually draw that radius, the detection radius, even when it's not selected. Can I do that? Should I want to do that? No, maybe I don't. Another thing I want to do is give it its, which I didn't do yet, its icon. Come on. Yes, put it on top. Kickout hole, it actually should go in scripts. And then I can give it its icon. Scripts. Kickout hole. Icon. Kickout hole. Yes. Good. So now the thing should have an icon as well. Should be fine. I don't think I needed to do anything else. So basically, oh, I've overridden that with v3. That's not so nice. I should change that. Kick out. Right, so And now in this object, it just I applied all the overrides here, including my note. That was really object specific. The note should be purplish. Well, black is also good. Right, so we see now here that the kickout hole will send the ball in that direction, which is fine. It could even go a little bit further than that. Maximum angle, whoa, that's a lot. Should be something like this. And then you see, if it goes this direction, it will still bounce on the flipper, and you will be able to get it, so the player won't feel like cheated when it like launches it straight into the hole there. So that's what it shouldn't do. Right, so I could make like more gizmo stuff where it actually will show the exact, like this arc is the part that it's doing, but for now I think it's fine. This is fine, that's good enough. This is something that designers will be able to work with, which is the goal here. Right, so here we have another kickout hole. I'm just going to make them all. So its maximum angle of release should be there, and the minimum angle. And this is an interesting one. This seems to be pointing straight into the hole there. So for this one, there's just not many options. Minimum angle somewhere like there. So it will always kick it out in kind of the same direction. Also should make sure that if it kicks it out like this, that the ball doesn't hit it. I could actually make sure that I draw the line as far as the ball would go, but it's just better to just test it, I think. This should be like that. All right. So then that's 2, and then number 1. Number 1 is up there. Should be in the obstacles 2 layer. No, not for the model. Model will stay in default. So that's that, V1. And then this has way more options. Whoa, that went way too so fast. It can actually kick the ball straight into the lane that goes back, but that's not a problem here. I don't want this thing to immediately trigger the that's going to be too easy, the target there. So also maybe I'll just yeah, no, I'll include the flipper here, but it also will include this bit. So if it goes there or it goes there, the ball would just go down again. It's not that bad because the ball won't be lost. Okay, so that's where we're going to kick out. Now we just have to program that it actually will do that. So just checking something. Right. Okay. There we go. Yes, I've closed some windows. I think that it should be working better now. Yeah. The kickout hole, I didn't rename this one yet. V1, V1. And now I'm going to go back into the script and try to build that logic there. Where is my, there it is. All right, so I've got my gizmos, but before that, why something is off again with Visual Studio, opening the file wrong. Weird. Let me think. First thing is I'm going to need it to have some kind of force work on it when it's in the trigger zone. So that for that we have on trigger stay 2D, because we don't want to do anything when it enters. We don't really want to do anything when it leaves. We just want to do anything while it's in there. So I need to do a few things, but let's see. I need to calculate a force. The force would be no. Yeah, it would be factor 3 because I'm going to calculate it from these positions. The position of the ball toward the position of the ball. Transform.position minus collision.gameObject.transform.position. And this should be the force. Oh, do I actually want to normalize it? No, I don't think so, because I need to have the right, so I have the length in here as well, because I want to do a force that's more when it's closer. Right now this vector will be larger when it's closer, when it's further away, and I need the force to be larger when it's nearer. So I'm going to have to divide by the radius, and then right, going from 0 to 1, from 0 to the radius. So I'll divide the force, its magnitude, let's say force dot magnitude. I'll divide it by the radius. That is the radius of the collider. So that is the pool radius, let's call it that. Let's make that a different thing. Float pool radius. I don't need to put that in here because I've already got a what do we call it? A circle collider. That one. I've got that on there, so I can take it from there. Whoa, yep, there we go again. Awake. So on awake, I'm going to get the pool radius. Should be the get component circle collider 2D dot radius. So I got the radius from the actual collider there. Then I'm going to, if I divide the magnitude of the force, so that's actually at that point still the difference between those two objects. So where the ball is, say the ball would be here and then up to there. So that amount, I'm going to divide that amount by this radius. So I'll get the actual 0 to 1 scale of how much force it should give. But then this should be 1 minus that to get 1 to 0, so that the force is 1 at the center and 0 at the outside. So this I'm going to I'm going to want to have the force act in the opposite direction, which is it should be doing then, but then I need to divide the force by its length, so and normalize it, but also multiply it by this. So I'm going to do that all at once. Multiply the force by this and divide it by its own magnitude. Okay, so what it does now, I hope, force the vector force will be multiplied by 0 if it's on the edge, or 1 if it's nearby here. Then I could also already use this, because if the ball would get too close to the center, it would just keep shooting too far. So I can also already say if the ball gets very close to the center. So let's say something like that. I can use the square magnitude. Oh, square magnitude, because that's a little bit less to do. Squared magnitude. Then that should be that squared. So 0.9 times 0.9 is 0.81. Let's just say something like that. This means ball is in the center, and we should make it like drop so that it's locked. Let's see, I'm going to make a lock function. Don't ever do that with a small, because that's a threading thing. I'm going to lock the game object that is when the collision. I'll lock that, and then I'm going to need some object that I can lock, but it could only be a ball. Locked ball. Lock. I'm gonna write lock. Game object, and then I will lock the game object by saying locked ball is object.get component ball. Because I want to do stuff with the ball later, and then also actually not true. It's, should I call it lock, because it really, the ball drops in there, but it's not really locked. Yeah, well, let's just keep it at this. So I'm going to have to tell the ball to stop moving, and also to turn off its rigid body. And this one already has its rigid body, so it's nice to tell the locked ball, say freeze. That's a nice one. Okay, so let's say I have this freeze, and freeze will say to the rigid body, that's weird that it gives me that. Simulated is false. That should be enough. Let's check the doc. Do I actually want that to be like that? I could also use is kinematic, because then it becomes kinematic, and then just put its velocity, because I want the velocity to be 0 just right after freezing it and unfreezing it again. So, and the angular velocity would be 0, 0, and I need to freeze it in a specific position, I think, as well. And also need to make sure that I disable its collider. Does the thing itself need a circle collider always? Yeah. So I'm gonna add that. So now it needs both, and I'm gonna get that circle collider. Circle collider. Okay, so because I also want to tell the circle collider to not be enabled. Freeze at a certain position, I said, so that's vector 3 position, or maybe even vector 2 position. It doesn't really. Oh yeah, it's a rigid body 2D, so I definitely need to be vector 2. And then of course I'm gonna need an unfreeze. No, unfreeze method that will put the rigid body back to being the opposite of kinematic. Well, simulated. I know the word, but I just can't get it right now. The velocity, I don't need to do anything. Angular velocity, don't need to do anything with position. I just need to re-enable the collider. Enabled. Yes. So I can freeze and unfreeze the ball, but now I really need to tell it where to freeze, and that's going to be at the position of the that already automatically casts to vector 2D. That's handy. This is a vector 3D, but the Z position, we're not doing anything with that, so that thing will just work to lock it. Need to make sure that later when I'm actually going to add models and like height, that the Z position of the ball locking is going to be the right one for the thing. So I'm actually going to change this to back to vector 3. The rigid body dot position should be position, and then the transform dot position should also be position. What is the difference? Well, this one sets the rigid body position to that, so that if you move the transform, it might not come along with the simulation of the physics. If you move the rigid body, it always does, but this one doesn't take the Z coordinate into account, and I want to be able to later freeze the ball into a specific Z position to make sure that it sits nicely with the model. So yeah, there's that. All right, so the kickout hole freezes the ball, and then what should we do? What's going on there? Oh, nothing. Yeah, it's going all right. I'm just checking a lot of settings lately. Last time I had such bad performance, but I think it's going pretty well. Yes, what I was doing, it freezes the ball, and then I need to kick it out after kickout delay. So there's my delayed actions again. Start. Let's say what I'm gonna do is make a kick out function, and it starts after kickout delay. And the kickout function, what does it do? It actually takes a random angle. Let's check to make sure that we have a ball locked. And then we take a random angle, random dot range from minimum angle to maximum angle, and then we need to put that back to these are degrees. We need radians again, because now we want to make a force in that specific direction. So it's kind of the same as drawing those gizmos here. I could just actually copy all this, because what I want to do now is add a force to the rigid body of the lock ball. That's a bit double, because I can't Of course I can't reach rigid body there, but I still want to do that. I am going to make it public there. I could also make it internal. Fine as well, but it's really not a problem because I'm not going to use these things for anything else. So public is fine. And then, of course, I need to capitalize them because they're public. That's a good thing to always keep in mind. I'm going to add a force, blah, 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 too many. No, there weren't too many, just no semicolon. And then it should be not minimum angle there, but angle, and then times the kick out force. Yes. All right, so basically adding a force like that, and it should be a impulse. Okay, then I need to make sure that it doesn't automatically relock again. So, oh, I also need to unfreeze it, because otherwise it won't move at all. It needs to move, and then after it's like away, which should be pretty quickly after this kick out force. So let's just say I need a reset time. No, reset. Reactivate time. Let's say half a second should be enough. I'll need something to start after reactivate time. What's something? I mean, what's gonna be, how do I check if I can actually lock? Oh, I don't. This should be a thing. If lock ball, if I don't have a lock ball, then I should be doing all this stuff, and otherwise I shouldn't. And over here I can just say I need to set lock ball back to null after reactivate time, and then the cycle is complete. Did I forget anything? I don't think so, but we'll see, as always. I need some default values. Bum, 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 bum. That's taking a long time, Unity. What is taking such a long time? Something I messed up. There we go. I sometimes really don't know what Unity is doing there. Yeah, gravity force, ball radius, kick out delay. Yes, I didn't even use the thing. That is very true. I didn't use the force yet. If it's close, then I forgot this part here. If it's close, then I should lock it. If it's not, then I should pull it toward me. So collision. There's a rigid body, attached rigid body. I should slow it down a bit because it wants to fall into the Let's do a classic delay thingy. Something like that. Like drag. Like simple drag. And then I also should add a force. That is the force that I have there times gravity force. Oops. Yeah. What else didn't I use? Didn't use ball radius. Yeah, true. I'm just not going to use it. What is going on here? I've got this weird thing again with Unity and Visual Studio not opening the same file somehow. There we go. Right. Boop. That looks nice and clear. All right. Then I can start it now. These ones should all be properly configured. Gonna place some Hatchball here. All right, give me a ball. Give me another ball. And I release the first ball. There it goes. And launch. What the? Okay, so yes, of course. What's going on here now is that it actually pulled the ball in while it was actually on the other side of this thing. Should interesting. I'll make this thing a huge bit smaller. Because it's gonna get the ball in there anyway. But somehow I think that the calculations were not completely correct there yet. Which wouldn't be a problem. I mean, I just did it out of the blue like that. There we go. Got balls. Give me the first one. Whoop. Launching. Let's see. Hitting targets. There we go. Whoa, that went in there very, very, very quickly. And it doesn't kick it out. All right. Okay. Oh, wow. 0 balls left. When did that happen? Oh, that was on shutdown. I should actually check that stuff. Which one? That one. Ball lost. The on destroy. If application is closing or something. There's something. Let's check. There's something we can do. Unity application is closing. On destroy. Ba-dum, bum, bum. Okay, so on application quit. Okay, that's easy enough. That I think I did this before, but long ago. Whoa. That doesn't tell me anything, right? No. Alright, that's actually what I wanted to know. So I'll make global have this flag. Public static bool quitting get private set, and then start game. Actually, awake, and on application quit, I'll say quitting is true. And now I can, like, in every thing, just like ball here, which I wanted. Oh, just if not global.quitting, then we're actually gonna do that. So I won't have all that stuff going on there. Do I have any other on destroys yet? Console Pro, blah blah blah. So that's plugins, scripts, Steamworks. Nope. Right. Good. Oh, I closed ball. Well, there it is. Yep. So getting rid of those nasty, not so good things happening while closing. I'm not sure that on application quit actually. Let's just check it. I'm not sure on application quit does fire when I'm stopping. It does. Nice. Alright, so now it doesn't do all the weird stuff on close now. So why am I doing this now? It's like better do it as early, as soon as possible, because it's like there's no way you should be debugging stuff later that you can already fix before it actually becomes a problem. So definitely do that. All right, let's see now. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I was debugging the actual force of the thing. Let's see. I'm gonna put a ball in there. A ball, and I'm gonna put it here and see how it goes. Is there like a hotkey for step? Just gonna look that up, and then it's gonna be my free Unity tip here. Unity keyboard shortcut step frame. Control Alt P or Command Alt P on Mac. Nice. All right, let's do that. So, yeah, there we go. Oh, boom! It, like, in one frame it went from outside to in the middle, which makes me think that there's something wrong with my something wrong as well with my Visual Studio. It's got 3 of them. It's not the ball, it's the kickout hole. Let's see. The force goes from that to calculating. That. I did this division was done before my 1 minus, so that's probably one mistake. Let's see. Frame by frame. It's rolling. It pushes it away. Okay. Somehow I did it in the wrong direction. Yes. This should be minus. Indeed, it should pull towards it, not push from it. I should really get like expensive streaming gear so I can do the stream on another computer. But well, if people want to become a patron to support all that, would be nice. All right, let's see what happens now. It falls. It gets pulled. No, pushed. That is extremely strange. But now it gets pulled. It does get pulled, but why did it get pushed first then? It doesn't really counter the gravity. Okay, this is funny. Let's just look at it in full speed to see what actually happens there. It gets whoop, bounced away. Very strange. So used by effector, it's still set here. That's not good. Apply to prefab, but oh duh, doesn't really matter. So something strange is going on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to draw the force here. How I'm gonna draw that force, I'm going to do that by making some temporary variables. No, draw is that. So bool draw force and float vector 3 draw. Yeah. And if draw force, I'm going to draw a red line. Come on. And then draw that line from the ball. So locked. No, oh, there's no locked ball. Darn. Draw from should be the collision dot position. Draw from. I'm gonna go draw from until draw from. Hold on, what? Oh. Oh yeah, the draw from plus draw. So that's the actual length, the actual. Then I need to probably divide that by something, divided by gravity force, because otherwise it's going to be a very, very, very big line. Let's just see what the actual applied force is. Right. And there we should get a force. It is not drawing a force. Why is it not? Did I put it to true? Darn, I did not. Oh, I did. Interesting. So it's not drawing this force? Oh, it's selected. No, still not drawing any force. Strange there. Let me just do the old-fashioned debug log. Same thing. Oh, change the code while it was running. Getting some errors there. Yeah, wah! Unity doesn't like that because it will start compiling while it's still running and then wah. Alright, so let's start again. And let's see, because this is a bit weird, all of this. Oh, there we go. So what just didn't draw? No, it doesn't draw, but still, I got my. It becomes smaller and smaller, and then it becomes bigger and bigger. So there's a problem there. There's my problem. And then we go back to pooling. And now it's just almost nothing, and it becomes more. And now it just rests a bit. All right. Yeah, so it starts pulling towards it, and then somehow at a certain point it goes the other direction. I did something wrong here. Yeah, I don't think I should definitely remove these. I don't think I'm gonna just find that in 2 minutes. So I'm just gonna put it on my to-do list. Fix kickout holes forces is on my to-do list now, and then just gonna draw these other bits like the outlane creatures first, because then I've got all the elements in the table. Let's say I'm going to what shape did we want to make that? So I'm just gonna actually follow that shape quite logically, like fully. It will be the head, so it will be over there, and then it needs to have like that shape. Do I actually need to make a separate object out of that? I could just let that thing continue there, right? No, then I can't easily. No, I won't do that, because then I can't easily copy from left to right. And then this shape is the shape of the head. Actually, simply continue all the way over there, because I don't want the ball to fall in between. So we should look into that later when we do something with graphics like that. It's somehow not possible for the ball to go there. And then I need to really take a look at the design stuff now. What do we said this would trigger the ball. The ball would trigger this thing eating it. I'll shape it like this so that it won't just fall on there unless it really falls on there. Because then what falls on where? Well, on this new thing. That should be over there. And that will be the actual collider that we use as the collider for the actual eating, or whatever we call it, but yes, eating, I guess. So it shouldn't be too easy for the ball to fall on there, because it's not that easy in an actual outlane as well, but it should be something like that. All right, I'm going to copy those over there, scale them by -1. Put that in the right place. And then I'm going to call it a day. This is actually outlane M1, outlane M2. And I will make it a prefab. Outlane, outlane, and in the prefab it will just not be mirrored, and this or this one should be mirrored by itself as an override. Oh, -1. Okay, so the nice part about all this is that we've got all the elements in there now. Well, not these sensors and that sensor, but that's only needed for progression. So I'm not going to do that yet. I'm just going to put that in when I make the progression logic. You got all the elements in there. I just need to tweak the behavior of those kickout holes, and then I have to write a very simple script for those outlane creatures that will put them to sleep and will put them to sleep. They'll start to sleep. That will wake them up when a ball hits them, and again, if the ball hits it again, then it will kill the ball. And when these 3 are hit, then it should, but that's actually a progression thing for a next time. I see I forgot the object note here. Outlane should have an object note. Outlane, nice. And now, oh yeah, not nice yet. It was like brownish. Outlane, that's better. And now we can make this not better. Forgot the show when unselected. Yes. Now I can make this into M1 and this into M2. And we've got our last Is it true though? Did I not forget anything? Let's see. That thing is called U, that's weird. Slow down, AA. Right. AA, that's the last one actually. So we've got A. This thing, B, well, that's just this bit, I guess. It's in our logic, but it's not really an object. So that's good. C is that blocker. D are those rollovers. E is the bumpers. F is the tunnel. G is this ramp, which is also not really an object, so it doesn't have a label. H are those three weirdly placed. Let's just fix that right away. And 1. Yeah, that's not gonna fit, but let's do it like this. Okay, that's H. Then I. Where's I? Did we not? Oh, this I. The drop targets. J is the flippers here. K is the ramp. L are these still called U. L1 and L2, those are the pedestals. We still need to do something with that, but let's just do that once we start doing some hatchlings. L2. Yes. So that's L, K, L, M. Where's M? M is the outlane creatures. N is the slingshots. O, we have the flippers. P is the drain hole. Is not really something we got an object for, but maybe we'll make something, some sensor that detects when the ball goes through there, so we can already play some animations. Q is the flipper here. R are these flippers. S is this bit of drain. T. What's T? Oh yeah, the triggers, the targets. Nice. U is this, the single target. It will do something. No, don't know what yet. Maybe we didn't even design something special for that in the first progression, but then it could just be small points. I'll look into that later. So that's U. V, what's V? V is those kickout holes. W is the river, the water. X is the blocker, which is like the ball saver if it's down here. Y is the drain, it's down there. And Z is all the sensors. So yeah, I've actually made all of it. So that is what this is, episode 11, which means that building all this entire flipper thing will probably be done in 12 hours, which is nice. Well, yeah, so a little bit less because of all the stream stuff, and a little bit more because I didn't just do an hour every time, but let's just say roundabout. That's interesting. What changed about my fonts? Oh, I don't know. Committing. So in 12 hours I built a fully complete functional pinball machine with kickout hole got replaced. Yeah. Yes. Adds kickout hole logic incomplete. Or needs further testing. And then adds outlane creatures, no logic yet. All right, so what I was saying, 12 hours I built a complete pinball simulation without the progression. So progression being when I knock down, the first thing is going to be when I knock down those 3 targets, those ones will go back, but it will also remember, because when I also knock down these 3, so after I've knocked down all 6, the kickout holes will actually enter hold mode, which means when a ball goes in there, it will actually hold it. It will drop a new ball here and give me a new ball, spawn a new ball. And then it locks the ball, so it won't, a new ball won't enter there. It will just roll over. We'll have to see how we're gonna visualize that once the model is in there. Probably just be knocked against it. And then once all three of them have a ball, that's like a pinball thing, then all three are locked. They will release them at the same time. You get multi-ball. During multi-ball, there's a special target. I forgot what it is exactly. You have to do some stuff that will make this big one in the center be the main target to have the ball go into. And once you do that, then it goes into the lower area, which we didn't build yet, but we can do that very easily once we have all those components. The lower area will be kind of shaped like a snail house, and in all the little like it's a broken snail house, so we'll have like these curves. Your ball can go in them and you have to make combos, but there's also a end target, and that is going to be the hatchery. And the hatchery is where we want to bring the ball. In this lower level, you can't lose a ball anymore, but when you lose it, it just knocks down your combo. So you want to combo, and then bring the ball into the hatchery. And once the ball is in hatchery, you gain an egg. Meanwhile, on this floor, there's going to be a lot of other things that you can do. But for now, it's like the first level. That is the target. The target is to bring your first egg into the hatchery. Later, like after that, you unlock all kinds of other things on here, and we might even add more things or take things away, because it's a forest. It can change, like with. That's the nice part of this the pinball thing. It's not one set like a table. The game will change while you like level up your creatures and go on with like progression in the entire game. So you will definitely have more like variation even in the same pinball area. And then after that, there's going to be like more new tables to unlock, but that's going to be something for after version 1. So version 1 is going to be just this level for so far. Maybe some designers will build more levels. I'm not sure about that yet. Before launching the first one, we are going to launch in early access because, well, we're a small studio. We can't really say, okay, it's all finished and tested right before like launching it after a year. But that's going to be something we're going to get into later. For now, that's going to be the entire progression of the main loop. Yeah, there's a lot more rules that we didn't speak about yet, but we'll get to that once I build progression in there, which should be next time. I hope it's going to be next Tuesday. I can't really tell for absolutely sure. Oh, I just committed. Well, that's fine. I can't tell for sure if Tuesday is going to work, but I'm pretty sure it will. Depends on the connection I have over there. If I don't have a good connection, I might just not do it, or I might like stream at a lower quality. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, I'm gonna try definitely, and then it will be finishing those kickout holes. I might look at the code. I mean, like before the stream, but I'm not sure. And also then making the logic for those outlane creatures, and then I'm gonna start on the progression system, which I also build to make available for designers. So it's gonna be like a system that has a lot of options in the Unity editor to build the progression without coding after it's actually coded in the first time. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of new stuff there. And once that progression is actually working, then I think before going into the lower area and the hatchery and making that, we're just definitely going to add some artwork here, some 3D models and animations and lighting, and make sure that all works. And that's going to take, well, that's going to take a few weeks to get that all in. So that's going to be our focus for like starting next week, like not the week after this one. Yes, a lot of stuff to do. A lot of stuff we did do, actually, mainly the kickout thing, but it was a bit harder. It needs to feel right. It doesn't yet, but we'll get there. That's it for today. Gonna leave you with the same track I left you with last couple of times. It's a weird one. Yeah, well, you might have listened to it before. I'm gonna look for more tracks. I've made lots of music over the years, so I'm definitely gonna find more of them. But for now, I didn't have the time to do that yet. But I might collect some more. It's for now. It's the "We're Still Here" track. It's 4.5 minutes, and it's made for a game. That's weird. So it's also weird itself. Hope to see you this Tuesday. If not, it would definitely be on Thursday, but I hope just it'll all be fine. Thanks for watching. If you like this, of course, please press the like button on YouTube. Subscribe. Press the bell button if you want to be notified. And on Twitch, of course, use the follow feature, because we definitely need more followers. If you're on YouTube and you also have a Twitch account, please also consider following, because we definitely need those followers. Even if you prefer watching on YouTube, we'd really love that if you'd follow us on Twitch as well. That's it for me for so far, and I'll see you hopefully on Tuesday. Bye bye.